from the dead.
Yep, I'm recording. We're good here. Everything's a roll.
All right.
Got the men in the background. Got my noisy eyes.
My eyes are noisy.
No, you have silent eyes.
I have silent eyes. She's got silent eyes.
I was wondering what you were doing with that song. It's good. That's good.
That sounds
I
pretty
like
good.
that.
That sounds kind of 80s new wave, right?
Na, 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 na.
Silent eyes.
Unlike me.
No, yeah, you do not have silent eyes. Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's do like a really good formal introduction.
Oh, yes, what we are and what we're talking about kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right, because we didn't really do that.
We didn't do that last time.
All right. So you go ahead there, Marv.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
It's
okay.
Okay, it's on me. Okay.
No, it's not on you. That's not fair.
All right.
Okay, well, so we'll start with introductions. Hello, my name is Maude.
Hello, my name is Marv,
And
welcome to
what do we call it? Oh, How to Love Movies
with Marv and Maude.
That's us.
That's us.
So yes, spoiler alert: we are going to talk about this movie,
This
these
movie
movies,
right over
and
here.
that's what we
Yeah.
do. We love movies, and we talk about it because we're trying to, help people understand how to appreciate movies. So yeah, spoiler alert: we are going to talk about the actual movie and reveal things about it. I guess. I mean
That's yeah.
we have no choice but to do that. I mean that's what we want to do. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. So there may be spoilers ahead.
No, there's going to be spoilers
Okay.
for sure.
Okay, you're right. Yes. There's going to be spoilers.
Okay, so today we are talking about my favorite. I don't know. My favorite horror movie of this year. I don't even know if it was this year, but that
Was it
recently.
this year or last year?
Well,
recent. It's recent.
Recent. I mean,
Yeah.
it's my this year. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that poster we have behind us there, man, that's the one.
Alex Garland's Men, written and directed by Alex Garland, who you would know from movies like Ex Machina,
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
I fucking love Whoops, I'm sorry.
No,
I
that's
shouldn't curse.
Well, we're adults. We're allowed to curse. We're
Oh yeah,
adult
that's
puppets.
right. Yeah. What the hell am I talking about? I'm a metalhead. Of course I'm going to swear.
All right. So Annihilation, yeah, that wasn't written by him. That was directed by him, Alex Garland.
Okay,
I
don't
did
know.
like that one a lot. I read the book as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. My niece was studying it in school actually, and I believe it's part of a trilogy, and it does play out very differently.
Oh, it's part of a trilogy.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the other two books, but that movie was great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Like,
and once again, it's dealing with the same themes I find that he does deal with. That whole like when you meet the alien at the end of Annihilation, that whole sort of oneness idea with the thing emulating the alien or whatever that thing is, emulating and mirroring. Yeah.
So is part of the horror of the thing emulating that it's like kind of replacing?
Yeah.
Like because it's like consuming as it emulates?
Yeah. So whatever you're giving it, it's going to give you tenfold, sort of thing. You know,
Right,
like
right.
if you're giving it violence, then it's going to kill you. Kind of
Like
thing.
that exclusion zone in Annihilation. Okay, we're talking about Annihilation.
Yeah,
now
no, now we're talking
instead
about.
of
Okay, so back to Men.
back
Let's
to Men. Okay, so let's give like a brief synopsis of the plot of Men.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You want to do that?
Let's do that.
Because I'm thinking this is one of those movies that, like, I'm sure a lot of horror movie people are going into this going, what the fuck is this kind of thing? Like it's to me, I guess I described it as being a very literary movie. Like this man's an author, This guy writes books.
Yeah,
Like he wrote what the Island is a big one from him. I believe Alex Garland wrote.
But the Island is just a ripoff of Logan's Run.
Yeah. Well, still, there's some
It's just a
literary
reboot.
creativity.
It's literally the same movie.
Fine. I actually don't even remember The Island.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't brag about writing The Island.
Okay. Well, I haven't read The Island. I've only seen.
Although
the movie,
it's nice to watch Scarlett Johansson and
well, I mean, it's always
and
nice.
that pretty guy too.
What's his face?
Ewan.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor
Two very
Ewan
lovely
McGregor.
looking people doing
from the clan McGregor. To go back to our Highlander.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Have we done a good job here of describing what we do with this show, kind of thing? What we're doing?
Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so our main thing here, as you might surmise from the title, Marv and Maude love movies.
Yeah.
Is just to love movies, and I think we want to show loving movies through talking about movies that are generally not loved and showing how even those movies are lovable.
Yes. And now I think that Men was not well received. Like when I'm looking at the rating, people. I'm gauging by people's comments on IMDb. Like obviously they have no idea what this movie's about.
Right.
So it's kind of funny.
It's obvious that even those who like the movie, like me and you, don't know what the movie's about because we have completely different, wildly different interpretations.
Well, not really all that wildly different. Okay, so yes, let's go into then talking about the movie then.
Okay, so we'll start with a synopsis. So basically, it starts off with this woman who is recently single. And you're not sure at first whether how she became single, but there's some uncomfortable scenes of like
the breakup kind of thing.
Yeah. And anyway, so she goes to the countryside and finds this nice
manor,
like an Airbnb. Yeah, it's a manor. Yeah. It's a mansion that she goes to stay in, but it's like an Airbnb kind of thing. Right? Yeah. And so, her isolation there and stuff gives you sets the scene for the unfolding of the rest of the movie.
Yeah. So so there's obviously a lot of religious symbolism in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the first scenes is her grabbing an apple from a tree, which is
that's
evidently
an apple tree, a single apple tree that's right outside the main door of the mansion.
Yeah,
the manor.
I also looked into the symbolic representation of the stuff that she sees in the church when she goes there. Like, for example, the images of the woman and the vagina sort of thing. These were supposedly
what a vagina.
These are supposedly good luck motifs or good luck symbols.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. But isn't that kind of a pagan concept? Like good luck charms. Aside from maybe you know how people have medallions of like the patron saints of like Saint Christopher, the patron saint of travel, or
well, I feel Christianity in general,
Saint Francis
stole everything from paganism. It seems, did it not?
True, yeah, true enough. Yeah.
So yeah,
syncretism. It's maybe not direct thievery, but just it's all coming from the same kind of magical thinking sensibility that is inherent in humanity.
Right. But no, full on stealing the story. Like
sure, yeah.
Like Quentin Tarantino does Christianity kind of thing.
Right. Alex Garland does The Island, does Logan's Run.
Right. Yeah, don't forget to move your mouth when you're laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. Look, I'm a ventriloquist.
I am also a ventriloquist.
I'm a ventriloquist.
We're ventriloquist puppets.
Okay, sorry. That's the end of that experiment.
Yeah, okay, well, that's great. Okay, so back to Men.
Back to Men, yeah, okay.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I love this character that is like the caretaker of the manor when she first arrives, who greets her. He's sort of He's sort of affable kind of, but he's also a little bit creepy, and you don't really know why.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're not real. You're thinking this guy's harmless.
Yeah.
But like Britishly kind of annoying.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to spend too much time with this
Britishly
guy.
annoying.
Oh, and by the way, all the men in this movie are played by the same actor, and I mean it.
Yeah, virtually all the men,
Yeah,
not
except-
all of them.
I guess except for the one man that is her ex.
Her ex,
is
yeah.
portrayed by another man, sort of thing. But otherwise, in the movie, it's all the same guy. It's all the same actor playing.
Yeah, and it's
playing the role.
very strange because it's like with computer animation to adapt his face to different body ages and shapes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very weird. At
Like,
one point, he shows up. This like clearly middle-aged actor. He shows up at one point with his face on like a teenage character.
Yeah, if not even a younger character. That like I'm picturing that kid to be maybe what, like 14 or something like that?
Yeah, like 14 tops. He's like very like thin like a reed and short, and it's a child.
So I had seen the movie a few
Like
times.
a troubled
actually.
child
So
kind of thing.
this was, when I watched
Yeah.
it with you, that was actually I think maybe my third viewing of the movie. I
Whoa,
think.
really?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Okay.
I watched it, loved it, watched it again sort of in a more distracted manner.
Yeah.
And then watched it again with you, focusing more on it and then
Right.
picking up on other symbolisms and stuff which you don't agree with, but
Okay.
I still stand behind, kind of thing.
Okay. So shall we just jump right into
Yeah, man,
to
let's-
that
let's-
symbolism
let's
that you think?
Jump into the depth of men and the
Okay.
meanings of the symbolism and stuff like that. 'Cause
Okay, so we did warn about spoilers. So we've been playing kind of coy about the whole ending of her relationship with her ex. Basically, her ex was like one of these like clingy kind of guys who wasn't communicative very much, and when she was breaking up with him, he threatened to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And so later on, he follows through. He like jumps out the window apparently and gets himself impaled on one of those little fences outside the house.
And I remember noticing the like the injury itself.
Yeah,
a
one
spike-
of the spikes goes like through his hand, sort of a stigmata type illusion. So there's one religious symbol there for you.
And this is also an injury that later on carries through to other characters.
Yes.
Being reborn from
Over and over. Yeah. Okay. So as we
movie's
mentioned, the same male actor is playing all the men that she encounters in the rest of the movie. In like the small English town where she went for her little getaway. And it turns out that all of these guys are like an aspect of the same kind of monster.
there's no
ominous
real
figure.
So the whole idea of this thing being a monster or an alien or something
Right.
like that, this movie doesn't really go into that. It's not
Well,
that
because it's an incarnation of sort of an abstract monster, and the abstract monster I think is in some part misogyny and
so
like
yes,
male supremacy.
This was your take on it, and I do agree with you, but I take it a step further, and I suggest that it's a representation of humanity in general.
I don't think it's humanity in general. I think like you pointed out, there's all of the religious overtones and religious symbolism, and that religious symbolism also serves the subject of misogyny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree, but I do think that she, as the female, and there is another female in the movie, but the main protagonist, my interpretation of her is that she not only represents women, but represents God, having expelled, the classic Adam and Eve expelled from after eating the fruit, expelling them from the Garden of Eden, expelling you from, yeah.
Yeah, so I just don't see the main character woman being God idea that
I see. I was thinking.
you saw.
I was seeing a bunch of evidence of it. All the way down to her yelling in the tunnel and going oh oh, and the echoes and stuff like that. I mean, that's classic Yahweh stuff in the Bible of matter coming from sound. I don't know if you remember that bit.
Something about like God spoke. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
But it was sound. In the Bible that in a sense symbolically created matter, sort of thing.
Huh.
And so I'm thinking of this Men movie, and she yells in the tunnel, and
it's right after the tunnel that she sees her first weird guy.
Yeah. And
I mean, she met the guy at the manor
lost as well.
Yeah, but that's right. She's lost as she comes out of the tunnel. And she encounters this guy that's just like standing naked at the edge of the tree line.
Yeah,
at the other end of the
to me,
property,
seems to be like a representation
in the small town somewhere.
A representation of like sort of
in a park,
base man, the green man, or
the
foundation of
he's
a human being. Like it reminds me of in Rick and Morty when the aliens are playing human music and it's just going and it's just really, really basic, like that's what this guy is representing, sort of thing.
Okay.
In a lot of ways, I feel,
Right. So he's like a template of man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I don't think he's just a template of man, though.
No, I don't.
He's
think
also
so, no.
representing paganism.
Yeah,
I think, and like Gaia and nature.
Well, yeah,
that kind of idea,
connection to
which
Earth
is kind of
and stuff
funny
like
because normally that's considered or that's portrayed as a female force, a female type of deity. Like Gaia is usually referred
here,
to
for example, though, it's not necessarily
kind of terms.
When we're looking at this guy, we're not thinking, oh, this guy looks healthy. This guy's fucked up.
Yeah, he's fucked up. He's like
So there again, I'm suggesting that he is a representation of humanity. Like we're fucked up. Like we fucked up the planet. Our relationship with Gaia is not healthy. It's not natural in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't see that as actually being part of the story in this movie. Like
if I'm reading too much.
The main character, I think you might be reading too much there because the main character, she's fucked up insofar as she's basically gaslighted by her ex into being like, look what you made me do, like feeling guilty because he's all like, look what you're making me do. I'm going to kill myself and it's your fault. We should be together, and blah blah blah, and I should get to impose.
I want to bring
continuation of this relationship.
Bring up another aspect of her character as well. Now, when she moans in agony in the church, what she's reflecting upon is her loss of control, not his. She's reflecting on her when she lost her temper and became upset with him and ejected him from her paradise. Huh?
With her wailing, she's ejecting him from
No. From she's reflecting upon when she rejected him from paradise. Her paradise is what I'm saying. I'm going with the whole she's God or representation of God analogy sort of thing.
So you're like thinking of him as of her ex as like Lucifer, and she's God, and she cast him out of paradise.
I'm thinking of
him falling out the window or jumping out the window, and
I'm not necessarily thinking of him as Lucifer. I'm thinking of him as humanity and our desire to be, to return to God, and we ate the apple and gained knowledge, and now we're fucked, sort of thing. Now we're living in sin, and we want God's love, and I mean that's what this movie is.
Well, I've heard theologists talk about hell not as necessarily a literal lake of fire with the devil there like kind of ruling over it, but rather separation from God.
You're talking like smart Christians, this is how they talk, sort of thing.
Sure, like with heavy scare quotes around.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they talk about they say that no hell, that's just a metaphor, and hell is a separation from God.
Right.
And
Yeah, see, that would tie in with this movie as well.
and so then
Like the men are hell.
the Lucifer that's like the archangel that is like God's number one, God's Riker. He gets cast out. God's Riker. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He gets cast out of her heaven into hell, which is basically the separation from her.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but okay, it's a very interesting theory. I could maybe think about it some more, but I'm not buying that she's God. Still,
well, I'm just taking it a little further than
I'm
you.
Considering this because the problem I have with that interpretation is that I interpreted this movie as being a lot more critical about the institution of the church, and by extension of these religious ideas at all.
You feel that
about
the
like
movie,
the institution of religion as a whole.
Okay.
So
I was just thinking of it as using
it would be
the
like
analogy.
undermining part of its own project if it was affirming that there is this God that that has some kind of power and dominion over everything, or is deserving of worship, or whatever a God is by definition, and that God is her. I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't think the movie's looking at religion that way. It's more so just abstractly looking at the story itself and the representations, but not being critical of religion necessarily. And it's not to say this movie is a religious movie in any way. It just uses the symbolism of and the story of to create another story.
Right.
And I really do think that the men and the boyfriend characters are, in a sense, trying to get back with God, trying to get with woman, with
yeah,
the
but a lot of
protagonist.
so that was another thing. A lot of these male characters that all happen to have the same face, a lot of them are like gaslighting her in some way, or being either dismissive or cruel, or
it's horrifying in the sense, and
or demeaning of her.
It uses the analogy of being a man as they're awful. They're terrible, terrible people,
Yeah.
And it's like
I'm wondering whether maybe that's why this movie is rated so low, because like the quality of the movie, the quality of the direction and the photography.
Oh my God! Well, you get the sense that
it's amazing.
Yeah. It looks fantastic. You get this impression that everything has meaning. Like,
right.
Nothing,
that's it. There's all these interesting
accidental.
themes that you can pull from it that make it a rich experience to watch this movie.
Yeah.
So the only justification I can see, not justification, the only reason I can think of for why it might not be so well appreciated among the public or among the ratings online, like on stupid Rotten Tomatoes, is that guys are butthurt. Guys online are butthurt about some feminist movie that seems to be shitting on.
I hadn't even thought of that.
On manhood.
Right. I guess that goes to show you I'm just not identifying with
and
a guy.
That's it. That's just it. Like, you don't have to feel targeted by this.
Right.
If you're, if you're a thoughtful human being who doesn't perpetuate some of these tropes that are being presented, it's the tropes. It's the tropes that are being presented as the villain in this movie.
Yeah. And I mean, the characters are tropes. Kind of thing.
We are not the tropes. Like, men are not the tropes that masculinity as it's evolved as a cultural concept over the last few millennia in Western society. Men aren't inherently those cultural, socially constructed tropes. So you don't have to feel targeted by the shitty tropes that this is explicitly kind of portraying. And
Yeah, I feel like you're talking about this huge, vast upset of the world these days, with
Yes.
people,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of crybabies online and
What's this noise
tantrum
going on over
guys
here?
trying to reaffirm. What is that?
I don't know what that is.
Huh. That's ringing from back there somewhere, eh?
Oh, it's
that-
like a watch or something.
Oh,
Okay, well there you go. It stopped. It's good.
okay.
Like, is that an Apple Watch or something like that over there?
My wife's watches over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that.
Okay. So, how long have we been going?
I don't know. We're going on long. We're going on for a long time.
This is a much more serious tone chat that we're having in this second
I feel like
iteration of
we're
our
totally failing.
of our new little show.
This episode sucks.
No.
No, okay, no, it doesn't suck. You guys love it, right? Right, guys?
Yeah. You guys love it, right?
Okay, but no.
Okay.
Okay, well, you want to try and keep it short though?
Yeah. I think we should probably wrap it up here.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think we've said the broad, big. Kind
Okay,
of
one of my favorite
themes
scenes
and
though
ideas
was
that we wanted to
the
get
priest,
across.
the priest scene when she's talking to the priest, and that cross in the background is his penis. I mean that.
Oh yeah.
Like to me, there's so much in this movie that's it's both terrifying and hilarious at the same time, in this really terrifying, really disturbing way. I love it. I love this movie, and it is my favorite horror, and I love the horror genre in general. And this year, right now, this is my favorite that I've seen this year.
I feel like horror is experiencing a kind of renaissance. There's a lot of really good movies that are also horrors that are coming out the past couple of years.
So maybe finally horror is in a sense being accepted as a genre.
It's being taken seriously.
Maybe Jordan Peele has helped with that sort of
I
phenomenon.
think
'Cause, I mean,
in no small part,
his first movie,
and
Get
he
Out,
wouldn't
nominated for
never
Best Picture. That's unreal for a horror movie. The Exorcist. What else has been
that
nominated
kind
for
of
Best Picture?
undermines my point about this being panned or not seeing good ratings because of the sort of anti-woke mob online.
Mm-hmm. But to me,
bringing
that's
up
also
Jordan
what this movie's
bringing
about,
up
right?
Jordan Peele kind of undermines that, because Jordan Peele is universally kind of praised despite the wokeness in his movies.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so Alex Garland's Men is a great movie. We really loved it.
Love it.
I think a lot of people are having a hard time just understanding the like abstract nature of the movie. Sort of like I was referring to it as being like a literary movie. It plays off like a book,
That last act is really disturbing.
yeah. It's pretty
uncomfortable
body horror,
to watch. Yeah. It's
definitely
body horror.
Yeah.
But fantasy in a sense too. Like it's
and the passing on of the wound. When he pulls his arm through the door and he rips. He gives himself a deeper wound and a greater wound.
He splits his arm in two because she stabs a nail or something through his arm, or stabs like a letter opener or something, or a knife. It was a knife, and his arm is through the letter slot in the door. So he's sticking his arm through to try and reach her, and she just walks up and sticks a butcher knife right through.
Yeah, and then he pulls it out, cutting his arm in half.
Well, what he does is he just pulls his arm back through the slot.
It's the dull
and
end
the
of the
knife
too.
is just like staying there clunk, against the slot, and then it just cuts through his arm.
Yeah. And then
like
every other man that you
lengthwise.
meet in the movie has that injury.
Yeah.
It's
After that
passed
point,
on.
yeah.
So once again, like the generational injuries, wounds
Ooh,
being passed
interesting.
on, right?
Yeah. That's
All
an
men.
interesting part too. That
Like men.
generational,
Like the healing does not occur.
right?
There is no healing in a lot of ways.
Generational trauma, intergenerational trauma.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. I think we'll call that. I think we'll call that a wrap.
All right. Okay. Good. Alex Garland's Men. Loved
Alex
it.
Garland's Men. Love it.
Hope you love it too.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for watching.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.